My name is Rami. I'm with the Palestinian Youth Movement, and thousands of people are here today because we are watching genocide in Gaza and the genocide of Palestinians as we speak. The United States gives $3.8 billion every single year to fund the genocide of Palestinians for the past 75 years. The US has created a narrative and has manufactured consent for war and genocide and for acceptance of the settler colonial state of Israel.
When we say free Palestine, what do we mean? Allow the right to return for the millions of Palestinian refugees. Thank you.
Look around you, look at the numbers! Give it up for you guys! We in the diaspora have a critical role to play. Remember that you here today are active agents in the struggle, and so sound like it. We want to hear all of San Francisco know our name today. We want all of San Francisco to hear us today.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
United States politicians are calling for the government to end the government shutdown, not because of the basic needs that are needed for people here in the United States, but for the murder and for the support of Israel as they genocide people in Palestine every single year, time and time again. The black struggle and the Palestinian struggle are so intertwined, and what it means for Palestinians in diaspora in the US is that we have to show up for our indigenous folks, for our black folks, for people of color here in the United States, because we are fighting the exact same systems of oppression here and in Palestine. We're fighting a police state that murders our people time and time again, and there's no action. We are fighting a surveillance state which the state watches us and finds ways to criminalize us at any point possible. They are trying to silence us. They're trying to silence our struggle, and we show up in the streets time and time again because we know at the end of the day, we are here to protect each other, and we are fighting the enemy, which is the surveillance and the police state that throws us in prison and restricts us from our right to live in freedom and to live side by side with each other and not have to face the decades and the centuries of oppression that they have confined us to.
As has been mentioned a couple times, this apartheid system for 75 years, this recent green lighting of genocide is entirely capable because of the United States government. If our electeds wanted to, they could stop this today. And so, it is not only the duty of our folks here, but is the duty of all communities across the United States who stand with the humanity, who stand for the dignity of Palestinians, to raise our voices. We can only succeed through our solidarity.
Yeah, so when Palestinians say land back, it means the right to return back to their homes, back to their land that was stolen from them 75 years ago. People in the United States love to talk about land back and what it means for indigenous people to reclaim the right to their land. But when you see decolonization happening in Palestine, suddenly they're terrorists. Suddenly, they don't deserve the right to their land and to their homes and to their right to live in freedom and dignity. people in Palestine who were like my grandparents 75 years ago, who were evicted from their own homes, still have the keys to their homes because they know that they will have the right to return back to their homes and to live in freedom and prosperity within their lifetime.
We will continue to share our stories and the truth about Palestine, and I ask everyone to always keep that spirit with them. I may only be a teenager living in America, but I want my voice to be heard. As the next generation, it is our job to make sure that we as a society do not let ourselves be blinded by the idea of power and colonization. We are the next generation, and the world we are living in is unjust. We must demand safety. We must demand freedom for all people. We must demand a free Palestine. Thank you.
Now make some noise for Zainab! The youth are at the forefront of our struggle. The youth are what leads us to liberation, generation after generation. This genocide has killed family members from 79 years old to just months old. That is what genocide is. They want to kill the youth because the youth are the future. But we know that our future and our destiny is return and liberation. We want to invite all of the families with young ones, with the youth, all of the elderly with wheelchairs, all of the differently abled folks to make their way to the back near the truck. When we start marching in just a little bit, we want y'all to lead us. We want y'all to be right behind the truck. So everyone with family, with young kids, elderly, wheelchairs, differently abled, please make your way to the back behind the truck.
السلام عليكم. يا جماعة بس من أجل السلامة I'm going to speak I'm going to give this public announcement in Arabic for Arab speakers. يا جماعة المسنين كبار العمر اللي معهم أطفال صغار ذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة راح نبدأ المسيرة الآن. رجاءً الآن ابدوا تحركوا. راح نطلع على ماركت ستريت خلف الحافلة. كل هدول الفئات اللي أنا ذكرتهم تحركوا خلف الحافلة من أجل سلامتكم رجاءً. السلام عليكم. شكراً.
We're gonna have one more speaker here before we start marching. So y'all make some noise for Manadin. Manadin is an important uncle, ammo, in our community and a comrade. We're excited and honored to have him speak here today. I have learned a lot from him, and he's gonna be speaking to and reading a letter that his family sent him from Gaza.
Thank you, V. أهلاً وسهلاً بالجميع. I wanted to really appreciate the fact that people who are here in this critical moment, it shows courage, it shows that we strongly believe in justice. And I wanted to ask people who's coming for a Palestine rally to really come closer for the first time. I would like you to hear that. In respect for the organizers, I usually speak from the, get emotional and motivated and very hard. So in respect to the organizers who asked me to stick with my time limit, so I wrote something I want to read, okay, for the first time. And I also have a message from Gaza to read, from my family. In the past week, there have been countless condemnation of violence and sympathy for lost life. But that's exactly what the Palestinians have been demanding from the world for the last 75 years. Let us make one thing very clear. This rally and every rally before this is happening because the Palestinian people demand an end to all violence, an end to all systemic issues that kill countless civilians every single year. Our oppressor, the apartheid regime of Israel, the US government, European government, and the mainstream media, as may I add, would have you believe that this racist notion that we want this violence to happen, that we want to bury close to 600 of our children in the last 7 days, but the only thing we want is an end to the occupation, an end to the colonialism, an end to ethnic cleansing, an end to the siege of Gaza, an honest reporting that tells the truth, an honest reporting that tells the truth, and stop spread the propagandas and lies. The year is 2023, but it looks like the headlines feels it's 2001. All over again. Newspapers, websites, and even heads of state publish fabricated lies and getting millions of people against us, and then walk them all back as an apology that, oh, we didn't know. Days later, but only after the damage has been done, reminds us of the lie of the weapon of mass destruction that kills millions of people. This dehumanization and racist rhetoric is the only way that institutions in charge can get away with mass genocide, because they make you believe that we are not humans. They do this because the only way you can accept the threatening of killing 2 million people under siege in Gaza is to paint each and every single one as villain. And the worst part of it is that is working. My niece, Riham, lives with her children, Yasser, 12 years old, Dareen, 10, and Basil, 8, in Rimal, a neighborhood in Gaza that is supposed to be safe area in the city of Gaza. She has already survived the previous vicious attacks on Gaza in 2008, 2012, 2014, and 2021, and this week. Riham sent me this following message that I promised her to read it to you. She sent it in Arabic, so I literally translated it into English. Perhaps, and Riham says, I'm in touch with her every week and I've been in touch with her every day. I haven't heard from her in the last 12 hours, but I'm hoping to keep reporting on their conditions. And here's what Riham says. Perhaps in a few hours, we will be cut off from the world due to a complete power outage, that the batteries will lose their charge, the internet will be cut off, and the electricity company and street generators will not have a stock of diesel. We will die in silence, away from the eyes of the world and our friends. Forgive us in any case. I don't know why she's asking us to forgive her. She should forgive us if we stay silent. We will never stay silent. Never, ever. And lastly, I want to say this in Arabic for our brothers and sisters who understand Arabic. That, I wanted to in English, it says that they may win a political fight here or there. They may win military fight here and there, but will never, ever, ever break our spirit. أتظن أنك قد أحرقتني ورقصت كالشيطان فوق رفاتي عبثا تحاول لا فناء لثائر أنا كالقيامة ذات يوم آتي أنا كالقيامة ذات يوم آتي أنا كالقيامة ذات يوم آتي.
Give it up one more time for USPCN and Malalan. As we've started, our numbers have only continued to grow. I said, Bay Area, make some noise! From Palestine to Mexico, these border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to Mexico, these border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to the Philippines, stop the U.S. war machine.
From Palestine to the Philippines, stop the U.S. war machine.
From Palestine to Mexico, these border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to Mexico, these border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to Mexico, these border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to Mexico, these border walls have got to go.
From Palestine to the Philippines, stop the U.S. war machine.
From Palestine to the Philippines, stop the U.S. war machine.
From Palestine to the Philippines, stop the U.S. war machine.
From Palestine to the Philippines, stop the U.S. war machine.
The people united will never be divided.
The people united will never be divided.
I said the people united will never be divided.
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 Free, free Palestine!
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 Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
All right, next up. So we actually do have one more speaker up here, and then we are going to chant as we take the streets. Please be mindful. We will have snacks and water for folks in carts in the route. But next up, I would like to introduce Sonica with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Please give it up for Sonica.
All right, Bay Area. There are thousands of you out here today, so let's hear it loud. Free, free Palestine!
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 That's right. Since last weekend on October 7th, hundreds of thousands of people have poured out into the streets of cities across the globe to relentlessly defend the Palestinian people and their heroic resistance against decades of Israeli occupation and apartheid. Videos and photos from Yemen, Jordan, London, New York City, where 10,000 people were in the streets yesterday, and here in San Francisco, show us that no matter what the Western governments and institutions and media tell us, the people of the world are here to stand with Palestine. My name is Sonica. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. That's right, we're here today to stand with Palestine as we have been for decades. This is not new. But in the last week, Hundreds of our comrades and friends across this country have faced brutal harassment, retaliation, blacklisting, and harassment and threats for their vocal support of Palestine and the people of Gaza. As we know, Black and brown people, Arab folks and Muslim folks are the most likely to be targeted for being loud and vocal. We recognize this as a direct consequence of the inherently racist nature of Zionism and of the Israeli state. But we will not back down from our unequivocal and complete support and defense of the Palestinian resistance today or ever. We must be the voice of the Palestinian people here in the United States. We must be the voice for those who have been threatened into silence. Today, more than ever, it is important that we stand by Gaza, that we stand behind the Palestinian resistance. We will not cower. We will not admit defeat. We will continue to speak up to end the occupation until every single Palestinian refugee has the right to return to their home. We will not give up until we win. We will fight until we win. We will do whatever it takes. The U.S. media and government and politicians are not going to be agents of change. They will uphold the status quo. A status quo in which millions of people are displaced and killed. A status quo in which one Israeli life is worth thousands of Palestinian lives. But we, the people, demand change nevertheless. We demand an end to the occupation and the right to return of every single Palestinian. For us, here in the heart of the empire, in the United States, that means that we demand not another penny of our tax money goes to Israeli apartheid. This is not, what Israel is doing in Gaza is not possible without the US's unequivocal support. Joe Biden once said that if there was not an Israel, the United States would have to create an Israel to defend its interests in the region. But what about our interests? The people of the United States must and have a right to and must speak up against this. And that means creating a political system in which the only mainstream voice is not the one that supports Israel. We must create a political system for and by the oppressed people, the working people who are here in the streets for Palestine today. And in order to create such a system, this can't be the last time you're out here in the streets. You have to stay in the streets, you have to fight, and we have to be organized. So when you leave here today, don't stop without talking to an organizer, whether it's someone in PYM, whether it's someone in the party, or anyone you see up here on stage. We want you to be part of the movement today and for the rest of your lives, so that Palestine can be free, so the Philippines can be free, so that every single oppressed and working person in this world can live under a system that works for them. All right, and I believe we're about to start marching, so before we do, if we can just have one last chant here with thousands of you out here for Palestine. From the river to the sea. 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 That's right, and we're not going to stop marching and organizing until it is. Thank you, everyone.
Make some noise for Sonica! So yesterday, local media reported that in front of City Hall, about 300 Zionists showed up. I just got word that there are about 3,000 of us right here. So a couple of things. Some of us in the crowd have these little QR codes. If you want to donate, support Gaza, Middle East Children's Alliance is passing these out. What we are going to do is we are going to turn around, start chanting, and take Market Street. So please be aware of your surroundings, support those in need. We have water and food. Let's get this rolling. Free, free Palestine!
Stay together!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Justice is our demand!
This did not just start happening last weekend. Israel has been terrorizing Palestinians since they stole their land in 1948, since they evicted both of my grandparents out of their homes in Ramallah in the West Bank in 1948. And that violence continues from settlers who are creating pogroms in the West Bank, who are forcing Palestinians to demolish their own homes. What would you do if someone came to your house with a gun and told you to leave? Would you roll over? Would you die quietly? No, you would fight back and you would resist. And from Palestine all the way to the United States, where black folks are criminalized, where they are forced into ghettos and forced into prisons and extrajudicially murdered by the police, Israel trains police in the United States because they know that their tactics of criminalizing people need to be widespread throughout the world, and people throughout the world, here in the United States, all over the world, are coming out in support of Palestine because they know that the issues here are connected to the issues in Palestine. My name is Rami. I'm with the Palestinian Youth Movement. You can follow us at Palestinian Youth Movement on Instagram, on Twitter. We'll be in the streets. We're going to be organizing these protests for as long as possible, and within our lifetime, Palestine will be free, and the struggle of all oppressed people across the globe will come to fruition when we free ourselves in joint struggle and joint solidarity.